Right, looks like we are live again here. We left off previously about to engage in the fight with the boss of this adventure, and I was looking up the fact that he had a potion of Bane, which I could not find any reference of in the rules. So I was thinking about it. It could well be a typo, that it was supposed to be a potion of Bless. It could be sort of like the way that it's supposed to work is that it does affect the other characters, the player characters, so that they're unable to hit him as well. Or it could be that he doesn't know that the potion is a potion of Bane, which seems like a strange error. But I'm actually going to play it in that way, that he thinks it is either he thinks that it is something else, like a potion of Bless, and so he's drinking it because he thinks it will make him stronger, or he's willingly handicapping himself because he is so interested in testing himself in a fight. Right, I'm just going to roll between him. It's a 5 and a 4, so I'm just going to put him slightly ahead on the board. Right, but he's going to surprise the characters who are not expecting him, and we was going to say that he's going to cast Cause Fear. Let me just get my player's handbook again. Because we say here that the first thing that he does is attempt to cast one of his ranged spells, and I didn't, and then follow it with. Let's go back through the through his tactics. He shouts a curse of hatred at the adventurers and begins casting his ranged spells from the cover of the pillar. He then uses his darkness spell to obscure the battlefield and close for melee, using blind fight. He also uses his contagion spells liberally, hoping to slay any adventurers already weakened by the plague. So I think Cause Fear is the best one to start with. So it only affects one living creature though, so maybe Doom would be better. Let's take a quick look at Doom. That's one living creature as well. And what about Contagion? That's potentially a touch spell. Let's try and find that. Living creature touched, yeah. And he's got hold person as well. That's only, so all of these spells are affecting only one person. We'll go with the original plan of casting Cause Fear, and I guess he's going to do it against the first person that he sees. So the suffered creature becomes frightened. It suffers -2 morale penalty on attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, and saving throws. It flees from you as well as it can. If unable to flee, the creature may fight. Right, okay. So, that means he's going to be casting it on Gothram. So, Gotham's going to make a will save. The DC is going to be 10. Plus 1 for the level of the spell. And as this is a cleric, a wisdom of 16 is a plus 3. So, we're looking at a will save of 14. But Gothram, he has plus 2 on will, and yeah, it's only against poison that he gets a bonus. So he rolls an 8, so he gets 10. So D4 rounds. 3 rounds he's going to be frightened. Right, let's just mark off some turns here. So this is round number 1. Right, so that was his turn. He's still hiding behind this this pillar. Now we go to the top of the turn order, and we've got Rinya first. I guess he's... well, are any of these guys actually able to see him? No, only Guthrum is. But Rinya is going to kind of come out to here with his bow. See if he can spot anybody, but he won't still be able to see. Although, being an elf, he's able to see further. So I think he should be able to see there. We're going to say that that he'll have half cover because he's partially behind the cover there. So half cover gives him plus 4 bonus to armor class. Rinya's going to take a shot. And it's going to be against armor class 22. He's a tough old boy, this this guy. Right, so longbow is a plus 4. No, it's a miss. And Rinya is running out of arrows. Valdis, he's not able to see anything either. He's going to sort of come over here, and he's going to like ready a shot as soon as he sees anybody. Akihito, he's not able to do too much really. I suppose he can sort of like make his way to the other side of the rock here. Here, I think we're going to try a hold person against Rinya. And while I'm looking for that, I'm just going to check how the actual stream is going. Okay. Not terrible. Okay, let's try and find hold person. I think it's just a will save. So it's going to be 1 round per level. He's level 5, so 5 rounds. It's within range and everything. It's mind affecting, so as an elf, there's +2 spells against enchantments. It is an enchant, so he's going to get a +4 save against this. And the DC is going to be 10 +3 +2, so 15. No, he fails, so the subject freezes in place, standing helpless. He is aware and breathes normally, but cannot take any physical actions, even speech. He can, however, execute purely mental actions, such as casting a spell with no components. Okay, so 5 rounds of that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yerrick. I guess he's going to move forward. That's going to light up the enemy here, which I think we'll say gives Valdis a shot on his ready action if he can see the enemy. Just about. I'm going to give him 3/4 cover there, which I think translates to a +8. 3/4 is +7 armor class. So I'm going to be almost impossible to hit, but let's see if he rolls a 20. Oh my goodness, I did. See if it's critical. 12 +3 is 15. It's not going to be critical, but it's a hit. So 1d6 damage. 5. So, somewhat miraculous shot. And Yerrick now, he's moved forward. He's maybe going to try protection from evil. Casting time is 1 action, so that's fine, and it's 1 minute per level, so maybe he's going to do it on himself. So he's going to get a +2 to armor class and on saves. Gothram is going to need to flee, so he's going to travel 40 feet here. Now I'm doing double movement, but I suppose he could potentially run for ×3. I would say that would constitute fleeing to completely run away. Fenton, I guess, is going to begin his bardic song. So it's +2 on saves against charm and fear effects, and +2 morale bonus on attack and damage rolls. So that's good. Fine. Rinya is held. Valdis is going to move over to here to get a better shot. There's still a +4 bonus, I would say, but he rolls a 17. It's Valdis. So it gives him 20 in total. The armor class is 18. Oh, no, it's 22 because of the +2 from Fenton, which it does equal. So it's going to be 4 damage. Akihito is going to make his way around the rock to engage in combat. He'll just do a normal unarmed strike. He rolled a 19. That makes 20 in total. He gets +2 bonus for... oh yeah, it was +2 damage, wasn't it? +2. So there's another 2 hit points lost from Valdis' shot. And here Akihito is dealing... well, he rolled a 1. He gets a +1 bonus. So he's still doing 4 damage. The best thing for him to do here is to take his 5-foot step backwards and cast Darkness. So, lasts for 10 minutes per level. The spell causes an object to radiate darkness out to a 20 feet radius. Not even creatures who can normally see in the dark, such as with dark vision, can see in an area shrouded in magical darkness. Normal lights, torches, candles, lanterns, and so forth do not work, nor do light spells of lower level. So, he'll cast that with a 20-foot radius. What I'll do for simplicity is just add an aura around him. In black, of course. And what is Yerrick going to do now? I mean, he might try something slightly tactical, move up here to investigate what is going on, get to the edge of the darkness here. Gothram will continue to flee for the second round. He'll run around the edge because it will be slower movement to go through the middle, and because he's not running in a straight line, he can actually only go 40 feet. Fenton continues to sing his song. What is the actual radius of it? Let's just find that in the bard section. It might only be like 30 feet or something. You just need to be able to hear him, so that's fine. Okay, so he'll continue doing that. Rinya is still held. This is round number 2 that we're on. Valdis. He will switch weapons. Akihito. Well, he'll take a step forward. Let's just quickly look up blind fight, because that's the feat that the orc has. Let me just see exactly how that works. In melee, every time you miss because of concealment, you can re-roll your mischance percentile roll 1 time to see if you actually hit. An invisible attacker gets no bonus to hit you in melee. That is, you don't lose your positive dexterity bonus to armor class, and the attacker doesn't get the usual +2 bonus. The invisible attacker's bonuses do still apply for ranged attacks, however. You suffer only half the usual penalty to speed for being unable to see. Darkness and poor visibility in general reduce your speed to 3/4 of normal instead of 1/2. So normally, a regular attack roll modifiers for invisible attackers trying to hit you apply, as does the speed reduction for darkness and poor visibility. So, he moves at half speed. He knows that the orc is there because he saw him move there, so he's still going to make the attack, but he's going to have a mischance. Okay, rolled a 9, so it was useless. And the orc is then going to swing his +1 mace at Akihito. It's going to hit and deal 1d8 +3 damage, but there is the concealment. And this is where we see how things go. So it's a 50% mischance. So 4, 5, or 6, he hits. Okay, and then he gets a reroll. So he does hit. He deals 1d8 +3 damage. So 7 damage. Poor old Akihito. Okay, Yerrick. I mean, there is not much that can be done in this situation. The light does not penetrate through the darkness. So the most sensible thing would be to flee. I mean, what do you do in this sort of situation? Because the darkness also will follow the orc. Well, I guess Yerrick sort of like stands on the edge of darkness in total defense, readying an action if anyone comes close to him. Gothram does his third round of fleeing. Again, not in a straight line, so he only goes double speed. Fenton continues to sing. And we're back to Rhynja. Who's still held. Valdis will try and ready a shot if anyone comes through the darkness. And Akihito needs to save for stabilizing. He doesn't, so he goes down to -5. Akihito has been the most useless character overall. Okay, I think moving at half... Well, okay, so it's 3/4 speed. So his normal speed is 20. So it goes down to 15. But walking through the water, we'll say halves that again. Well, he gets... So it's 10 feet he's done there. No, we're saying... So, 5 feet... counts as... We'll say that he can get to there. Yerrick will see that he's going through there, and he'll sort of make his way back. I said something about him readying a shot, but he can't, obviously, because he only has a mace and a shield. Right, Gothram has snapped out of it, so he's going to very quickly try and get back to the rest of the party. Fenton continues to sing. We're back with Rhynja, who is still held. Valdis is... I mean, he could shoot blindly into the darkness. Well, let's do that. And in terms of guessing a square, let's do a listen check for him. Well, he rolled a 19 and he gets +8. So I'm going to say that he can hear the square that he's in to try and make a successful shot here. So... If we're saying attacker is invisible. No, that's not right. Defender has cover. So total cover still a 50% mischance. But I don't see any other bonus that he gets to armor class or anything like that. So it's going to be a normal shot. Well, he rolled only a 3, so that's going to be a miss. Akihito needs to try and stabilize again. Oh, he does. And... we'll move 10 feet here, so Some people have been plunged into darkness at this point. Yerrick, I guess he'll try a listen check. He rolls an 18. He has +4. Well, I'm saying it's sort of like DC 20 to hear what square he's in, so I think he's going to be able to make his move there and try and make an attack. I don't know if this is the best way to do it. I'm struggling to picture how best this would go. But anyway, he'll try with his heavy mace, so he gets +2 to attack. So that's a 19, but there's also the +2 bonus from Fenton. So that's 21. That should hit. We'll do the mischance. 4, 5, or 6 will be a hit. He rolls a 3, so it's a miss. Gothram is on his way back again. Fenton continues to sing in the darkness. And we're back to Rinya, who is still held. This will be the last round, though. Valdis. Oh, did I miss the orc? I don't think so. No, he moved forward. Anyway, Valdis, he'll try and make a listen check again. Yep, he succeeds, so he'll try and do another shot. Now, shooting into combat is normally a -4 bonus. As far as I can remember, there was something to do with ignoring that penalty, but if you roll a 1 to a 4, then you actually hit your comrade. I'm going to say, yeah, okay. If you shoot or throw a ranged weapon at a target that is engaged in melee with an ally, you suffer a -4. If your target is at least 10 feet away from the nearest ally, you can avoid the -4 penalty. So I'm gonna avoid it, but on a 1 to 4, he's gonna hit Yerrick. And that's a 3. So I'll still do the mischance as well. So it misses. It would have hit Yerrick otherwise. Akihito is stable. Now, he's aware that Yerrick just tried to attack him, so he's going to do an attack against Yerrick. He's rolled a 19. That is definitely going to hit. So the mischance then, 4 or more to hit. There's a 4, so it's a hit for 1d8 plus 3 damage. It's a 3. So Yerrick takes a big hit there. Yerrick will try and attack back, but he only rolls a 10. Gothram is on his way. He can run now, so he'll just get right on the edge of the darkness and then realise something is wrong here. Fenton, he's alright. He'll maybe get out of the darkness a little bit while he's singing. And Rinya is back in action now. Yeah, he'll take a step over here. sort of preparing himself for something. Valdis will again attempt to shoot. I rolled another 20. Very good. Let's roll that again, see if it confirms. No, it doesn't. So it's just one hit, but we still need to do the mischance. Ah, damn it, missed. And the orc is going to swing again at Yerrick, who I forgot to take a 5-foot step back. He's got a 19. I think that is going to hit because the armor class is 17. We'll do the mischances again. He doesn't miss, so this is going to KO Yerrick. 9 damage, so he's on -8. And let's try and roll to stabilize. He doesn't. I think he's probably going to die. Gothram. Let's try a listen check. No, he has no idea where his enemy is. He'll just step forward 1. Fenton. Rinja. Rinja will try and hear. Yep, he knows where the enemy is. I guess he will do a shot. It's going to miss though. And Valdis will do the same. Missing also. Right, how this darkness was 1 minute per level, I think. Which is going to be 5 minutes. No, 10 minutes per level, 50 minutes. So it's the rest of this encounter and much, much more. We'll take a step here. He'll do a listen check. Yep, he can hear where Gothram is, so he's able to make his way there and attack Gothram, but misses. Gothram will detect that swing of a mace next to him, though. Yerrick roll. Yep, he is dead. He's been fairly useless as well. Gothram, he'll do a listen check. Yeah, I think because he's right next to him, then that's fine. And he'll attack. So he's rolled a 15. And he gets +4. That's 19. And +2 bonus from Fenton there. Then we'll do our mischance. He misses. Rinja. He will do a listen check. He fails. It's obviously difficult to guess the square when I know exactly where he is, so well, he won't shoot. Valdis will do a listen check as well. He fails as well. And the orc is going to try and attack Gothram. He misses. Yerrick is dead. Gothram. Right, that's a 15. +4. 19. And then a +2. So that is going to hit, potentially. No, missed again. Right, Rinja's going to try and listen. No, he's still oblivious, and Valdis as well. This has turned into a bit of a slogfest now, I suppose. Valdis will maybe actually get out of the darkness, as would Rinja. When I say out of the darkness, of course. I don't know if the light even gets there. I mean, there's some coming from Yerrick, but it's concealed within the darkness here. I don't know if it's light afterwards. I presume not. So he's probably in the darkness as well. The orc misses the dwarf again. But Gothram will try and strike back. He's attacking with both weapons this time. Only the axe hits. Let's do our mischance. This one hits. It's D8 damage. 6 plus 3. And then plus 2 from Fenton. So 11 damage. So that is the half-orc dead. Gothram will continue trying to sort of like smack at him until he realizes he's dead, and then try and find Yerrick, and they'll drag him out of the darkness. Also Akihito, they'll sort of try and do something with him. Until eventually the spell wears off. Gonna have to think about the darkness spell and how to sort of like utilize it realistically and evocatively in a game. I mean, obviously it's more difficult when you're looking at a map like this. There's probably a more descriptive way of dealing with it. I'm generally interested about how to use darkness in the game because I want to do some more underground, underdark sort of adventures where darkness, you want it to play a big role. You know, think horror movies kind of thing. So we'll have to ponder on that. So at the conclusion of that, they'll sort of search the body and everything. And I suppose we can read the conclusion of this adventure. Defeating Jack has an almost immediate visible effect upon the waters of the wellspring, which begin to clear themselves of the muck of the plague shortly after his death. The mine itself remains in need of purification, and most of the contagious elements therein will have to be burned before it is safe to wander through the mountain's interior once more. The plague symptoms affecting the town of Duvak's Pass will begin to subside with the cleansing of its water supply. Its grateful citizenry will offer a reward of 100 gold pieces taken from the mine's anticipated profits to the adventurer who helped reclaim the area. The PCs will also find themselves welcome as heroes in Duvak's Pass for the rest of their lives and will never need to pay for lodging or any supplies within reason during their return to that place. And then there's a little bit about further adventures, but let's see what treasure we get from Jack here. So there's the +1 heavy mace. A large steel shield. Chainmail. A light crossbow. Now that is going to go to Fenton. If he is able to carry it because it's probably too heavy for him. 20 bolts. A holy symbol of Grumsh, they would leave that, they don't care for that. Potion of cure light wounds. It's actually a 5th level one. A potion of invisibility. The potion of Bane, which I kind of forgot about, but it's stupid anyway. Scroll of Summon Monster 2. Oh. So the scroll has Summon Monster 2, Lesser Restoration, and Dispel Magic. And a blue sapphire worth 1,300 gold pieces. Right, so in the background I'm going to do a lot of selling of things. This idea of looting bodies for their armor and their shields and everything seems sort of uncouth in some way. I'm just considering in, I mean, the touchstone for me for most D&D and fantasy is the Lord of the Rings. So to me, there is a degree of realism in the Lord of the Rings. You know, as much as you can get within a fantasy environment, without being too realistic, like Game of Thrones sort of gritty realism. So the idea of looting bodies in the Lord of the Rings. I mean, I suppose there is a difference because they are they're on a journey. They don't have space to carry a lot of things. I think maybe there is something in the books about Legolas picking up arrows from orcs. I'm not sure about that though. It'd be interesting to read about looting bodies and that sort of thing in the medieval times. I mean, I think there were after battles there were like scavengers that would tend to loot the dead. So I mean, maybe that will be done. The other question, of course, is the craftsmanship of orcish weapons and armor and that sort of thing. Whether that would be anything desirable to actually loot. What the difference between it would be. I just always presume that orcs have, fairly unglamorous weapons and armor. I'm not going to bother to go back and deal with the undead and do a combat here. I'm sort of tired of this adventure, but hopefully everything will level up, and before next time I'll need to create a new cleric. Yerrick was fairly useless because he kept dying, and well, this highlights the difficulty with the level 1 game and why a lot of people hate it. And most people like to start at sort of level 2 or 3 at least, and I know in 5th edition they try to get you to level 2 as quickly as possible. So there is this notion of why bother having level 1, and why have hit points so low at first level? Because the fact that you can't do very much as a caster, for example, is one thing, but I don't think it's that bad a thing, because you can always try negotiations or sneaking, and in the case of wizard here, Rinya, he's pretty effective with both his longsword and his longbow, but he does happen to have a very good strength for a wizard. The other element of it, I would say, is that if you look at original D&D or D&D Basic and how quick it is to make a character, and that I would say is the biggest problem with the level 1 question as it's gone on, and why the old school games prefer this this way of easily dying, or they don't have such a problem with it as in later games, because creating a new character is very easy. The only thing you're really doing is rolling for stats and picking equipment. Even spells in D&D Basic, you can roll for them and you only get one anyway, as far as I can recall. So, I mean, making these characters for this game took a very long time for me, just because I was going over the process very slowly, making sure that I was reading correctly how everything works, because this is an exploration to 3rd edition and not 3.5, which I'm much more familiar with. I used to play 3.5 a lot, and I could make characters fairly rapidly. Once you get into Pathfinder, where there's even more stuff going on, even at first level, so many choices to make, especially if you've got backgrounds and traits and all these sorts of things, and the millions of different choices for feats and everything. When the character dies, it's annoying because it's going to take you an hour to create a new character. Either that, or you need to have multiple characters sort of sitting around waiting. So, what's the answer to it? If you're playing 3rd edition or Pathfinder, or I don't know, even 5th edition, maybe it's got a similar problem. I haven't made any characters in 5th edition, or I haven't made very many. I've made one or two. I don't know exactly how long it takes to make a character, but in 3rd edition, if it's taking an hour to make a character, and you can't change the rules enough to fix that, then you have to make some amendment to the first level play. Not make it so easy to die. And that's either to do with the amount of hit points that you get at first level, or you need to be able to stay around and get back into action if you go down. So I'll be interested to read some articles and things on this. I'll maybe scrounge up some of my old Dragon magazines, but I mean, generally discussions in Dragon magazine are not particularly critical of the game. But anyway, there might be something somewhere that will... I mean, I remember in Star Wars that used the D20 system that they had the vitality and the wound points, and the vitality was, I think, derived from, it was a multiple of the wounds, but the wounds were your constitution, or equal to your constitution, and you would have to go through the vitality first before you got to the wounds, unless you caused a critical hit, in which case the damage went straight to the wounds. So you had a bigger pool of numbers to be dealing with in the first place. So maybe something similar or like that would be useful there. But anyway, I'm going to level up my characters. Maybe I will do that I will record that potentially. But because it will be very time consuming, I think I'll probably just summarize it for the next time that I have a an adventure. And I guess with that, I will end.